This is Stuff You Like, you can call me Ursa, and you know what we haven't talked about in a while? Books. And so we're going to do things a bit differently, because normally when I review a movie or a TV show, you've already seen it, so, you know, we can go pretty deep into plot or character or whatever. But with books, it's more of a recommendation than a review, so let's do this. This week's topic is the Liaden Universe. TM. The Liaden Universe, TM, and yeah, I'll stop saying that in a minute, but it's still funny, is a bunch of books written by a husband-wife couple called Steve Miller and Sharon Lee. And they have been writing books together for a very long time, and so they're pretty darn good at it by now. This is also the reason that some of the covers I will be using to illustrate the books are kind of hilariously 90s, so I apologise for that in advance. I didn't call the Liaden Universe a series, and that's because it's not. It's a group of series. It really is a universe, and it sprawls. And while events take place in some defined order, you are under no obligation to read them in that order. In fact, I would strongly advise against it. Just say no, kids. Just say no. The books chronicle the adventures of Clan Corval, a bunch of magicians, lunatics, pilots, and lunatic magician pilots. There are three races of sort of humans. You've got the Liadens, who are kind of smaller and more delicate and elf-like, and also have actual golden skin. You have the Terrans, who are, you know, humans, and so run the gamut from tall to short and every colour of the rainbow. Well, okay, not all of the colours of the rainbow, but quite a lot of them. And you have the Ixtrang, who are genetically engineered soldiers, who also look a lot like humans, but with more tattoos, and also they're all really tall. Chronologically, it's a couple of people who start a clan, and then it grows up and gets bigger, and then they meet people and fall in love and have adventures and have babies, and then their babies grow up and meet people and fall in love and have adventures, and it's all great. And yeah, space travel and magic, so it's kind of like Star Wars in that regard, and incidentally, yee! Teaser trailer, yee! Little bit off topic there. Right, why read the books in the first place? Okay, the reason that the Liaden Universe is so great to me is that there is something in there for everyone. You have sci-fi and fantasy and Regency romance and military fiction and love and loss and explosions and sentient trees and AIs which sound a bit like Jarvis. Well, they do in my head anyway. So you can read any one of the books and they kind of turn into gateway drugs to read the other ones, because the universe is it has plots, and the plots are interesting and often intertwined, but it's really a character-driven set of books. So yeah, you can start with any of these books and you suddenly find yourself, as a lifelong fan of Regency romances, reading military sci-fi, because you're just so engaged and you love the characters so much. Or vice versa. Okay, so I've sold you that you might like at least one of these stories, but Ursa, I hear you cry, where do I start? Well, that very much depends, so we shall contrive. Do you like your sci-fi to have lots of action, explosions, assassinations, intrigue, danger? You should start with the Agent of Change series, specifically with the Agent Gambit, which starts with that most beautiful of opening sentences. The man who was not Terence O'Grady had come quietly. It stars Val Conn, programmed assassin of Clan Corval, and Mary Robertson, retired mercenary, and they kick ass and take names with great aplomb. Do you like Regency-esque comedies a la Jane Austen? Do you like manners and exquisite politeness with simmering resentment underneath? Then you should start with Local Custom, which stars Air Tom, who is a Liaden, and Anne, who is a Terran, and their somewhat tricksy beginning to their relationship. Also, there are some gunfights because of reasons. Do you like shy mathematicians overcoming their past abuse to be super awesome pilots and also, like, falling in love and stuff? Then you should start with Scout's Progress, which is the second book in the Dragon Variation Omnibus, which is the one that Local Custom is in as well. And it stars Eliana and Dav. Eliana is my husband's absolute favourite character because she is a mathematician, and Dav is pretty awesome too. Do you like coming-of-age stories? Well then I have one word for you, my friends. Theo. You'll want to start with Fledgling, and there are, I think, 4 books in the series so far, starting with her as a fuzzy-haired teenager, growing up into a fully-fledged adult, with love and sex and explosions and piloting and spaceships. Don't start with the Crystal Variation. And for pity's sake, don't start with Corval's game. Like, you can come back to them later, and you'll enjoy them much more for having some context. Yep, I think that's about all I've got. So if you do decide to dip a toe in, all of the books are available from Baen, and Baen are my favourite publishers because they don't treat their customers like criminals and slap DRM over everything. Good job, Baen. Although their covers still mostly suck. Anyway, if you do like the series, or any of the books in the series, then please do drop me a line, because it is one of the minor joys of my life to see that I've recommended something for people and they're like, yeah, this is actually really good, thanks. Also because books are amazing and everyone should read more of them. Speaking of books, next time we're talking about a miniseries based on one. See you then!